everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. On this episode of the CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about a Scottish band by the name of the Blue Nile. They formed in, I believe, 1981 or around that time. Actually, that was the time that they recorded their first single. And the band was Paul Buchanan on vocals and some instruments, Paul Joseph Moore on more instruments, and Robert Bell. And mostly the band sound was keyboard oriented, but they weren't your typical synth pop band. They put out a single in 1981 called I Love This Life, and they attracted the attention of labels and critics, and everybody was getting into this band. But as I said, it wasn't your typical synth pop. It was moodier, but not dark. Maybe moody is not the word, maybe emotional is a word, and it was very layered too, but not in the sense of just all this instrumentation stacked on top of each other. There was a lot of space in their music as well, and they were perfectionists. They would spend years in the studio working on their albums, and I believe that a lot of that wasn't just spent adding things on top of each other. It was spent adding and then subtracting, moving things around, creating the perfect feel, the perfect vibe. It's very emotional, very layered. And they are songs that reveal themselves over time. They aren't just your hey, boop, bop, ba-doop, bop, bop, bop. Oh, hey, that's a great little burpy little keyboard bit. I like that. It's a hook. It's a single. It's a hit. No, these are things that just kind of took their time and wrapped their arms around you. And it's just very, very beautiful, beautiful music. The critics loved them. And also serious music fans love them. But I'm surprised that a lot of people don't really talk about them. Now, they're not around anymore. The band is not together. The members are still with us. But there is no more Blue Nile music being made now. So maybe people have just moved on. But I'm here to tell you about them. The first single, I Love This Life, like I said, came out in 1981. They were signed to like Linn Records, the LINN, the people who created the electronic keyboard. There's rumors circulating that they were brought into the label in order to showcase the Linn instruments and stuff like that. It wasn't like that at all. It's just that they were using this equipment. And in fact, their engineer and possibly producer, Callum Malcolm, he used to be in a band called the Head Boys. And I loved the Head Boys. So when I saw his name on their album, I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. The late 70s, early 80s new wave coming together with this sort of mid 80s electronic. So I thought it was very, very interesting. Now, their first album, debut album, it came out in 1984, and that is called A Walk Across the Rooftops. Now, this is my original CD. I think it came out on A&M in the U.S., but it came out on Virgin in the U.K. And now I was lucky enough to meet them when their second album came out, but that's why this is autographed. But the one I really want to showcase for you in this video is A Walk Across the Rooftops, the deluxe edition. And this contains the remastered whole album, plus that first single, I Love This Life, and some other rarities there. This is just a wonderful way to start your Blue Nile collection. 1984, it's moody, it's layered, it's beautiful. Paul Buchanan, let's be honest, he doesn't have the world's perfect voice like Sinatra or my favorite Elvis or Dean Martin, Andy Williams, but he has what I call an instrument he uses, and he croons. A little crackle in his voice or something. It's really emotional. It's stirring. It's powerful. And really, really fantastic. This album, like I said, A Walk Across the Rooftops, got a lot of great press. But they were slow moving in the studio. To be perfectly honest, I think they were almost sued by their label because they were taking so long to put out the second album, which is Hats. And there it is again, autographed by the three members, Paul Buchanan, P.J. Moore, and Robert Bell. Fantastic. In fact, this is the first album times 100. It's so great. Everything you read about that first album, which is great. It's a great album. But what all the critics said about it, this just pays off. It's just moody and beautiful and Even though the keyboards are there, you would think it's going to be cold and distant and dark, but it's not. It's warm and embracing and emotional, and you just hear the longing in Paul Buchanan's voice that just puts it over the top. But this is the expanded edition, and it has the full album remastered and bonus tracks. It's a beautiful, lovely album. Whereas maybe if you want to start with Walk Across the Rooftops, perfectly fine, and then you could listen to as the band progresses. But I would say if you're going to dive into Blue Nile, Hats, their second album, is definitely the one to get. Now, if you thought the 5 years between Walk Across the Rooftops and Hats was a long time, it took till 1996, 7 years, for their third album to come out, and this is called Peace at Last. This is a different thing. Where the first two albums were moody, keyboard, atmospheric, beautiful, this has a lot more acoustic guitar. I don't want to say it sounds like a Paul Buchanan solo album, because it doesn't, because you can, hear the musical input from Robert Bell and PJ Moore, but it's not quite the first time. It's great, because when Paul Buchanan sings, like, it's not just like he's singing in the studio and okay, it's almost time to leave. It's like he's sitting at a bar and somebody just says, "Hey, penny for your thoughts." And he's got a, bottle of whiskey in front of him, and he's just opening his heart and just, it's beautiful. So this here again is an expanded edition, 2 CDs. Contains the digital remaster of the album plus bonus material. Not the stunner that the first two albums were, but a nice progression. And then thank goodness it didn't take 7 years for them to make the next album. It took 8 years. But High is sort of a return to form in regards to the sound. The acoustic guitar is still there. They've kind of toned it down a little bit, and they brought sort of the moodiness of the keyboards. Again, when I talk about keyboards and it's not, Erasure, Depeche Mode, things like that. All that stuff is great. I love that. I'm not knocking it. It's not OMD or anybody like that. It's something on a different level. I sometimes would compare it to the Knits, and a lot of you aren't familiar with them, where they use keyboards for atmosphere, for mood. Now, it's a big part of the Blue Nile sound, but it's also stuff that you maybe feel more than hear. But there's still a lot of little, great little hooks and all that kind of stuff, but it's very, very different. Sometimes they can almost be considered easy listening. That is, if the world was turned upside down, because it is mellow, it is nice, it is charming, it is beautiful, it is haunting. It is very, very emotional, very, very touching, very, very passionate. This is music created for emotion more than it is created for the charts. Again, High, this is the expanded edition and has the remastered version of the album plus bonus material as well. So another fine album. In my opinion, if I'm going to rank them, I'm going to say Hats, Walk Across the Rooftops, High, Peace at Last, in that order. There's only 4. Can you believe that? It's like nearly 25 years, and they only put out 4 albums, but every one of them mattered. Really, absolutely wonderful. Now, after that, unfortunately, the Blue Nile ceased to be. Now, thankfully, over the years, the critics still love them, and there is still a great love for this band, which is why they released all the expanded editions. All of them are 2 CDs remastered with bonus tracks. Now, I know that Paul Buchanan released a solo album, which is right there. I'm not going to include this on the medley that I'm going to play for you here in just a few minutes. But that's more of a piano-based, his vocals and piano. What I would love you to do right now is give a listen to this medley that I put together, snippets from each of the albums. There could be 3 snippets from one album, 2 snippets from another. I try to give each album pretty much equal airtime, so to speak. So please sit back, relax, give it a listen, and I will see you on the other side.
be alright. Yeah, yeah. Happiness, 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 happiness. Is there anybody there who knows me? Is there anybody there who knows now that I will be home soon? And I would never turn my back on your love. Yeah, could be high. Yeah, we could be high. Yeah. I wanna make you understand. We could be high. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I hope this video and that medley inspires you to check out the music of the Blue Nile. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.